Today we are going to take a look at Euro USD from a technical, fundamental and order flow perspective. Now if you are new to the channel, a sub would be appreciated as I provide valuable educational content on a daily basis. Now if you enjoy the video, please smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and as always let me know down in the comments below exactly what it is that you would like for me to cover in my next video. Now we're going to start with the technical analysis and then obviously just work our way through until we get to the fundamental analysis. Now starting on the monthly time frame, we can clearly see that the Euro USD on the monthly time frame is currently testing a strong monthly support. And the market is quite very far away from this previous structural level that I printed over here. Now this level here acted as a strong level of support. Support got broken, and the market's now testing it as resistance there as well. So definitely a pullback expected till there before that continuation to the downside there as well. Now if you drop down on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Now here from a weekly perspective, it's quite clear that we are in a bullish territory. Now we can clearly see that based off last week's close, we had this massive bullish candle over there, market broke below that, then we saw this massive move to the upside. There's still a good opportunity for the market to further drive to the upside before we see any pullback happening on here as well. Now if you drop down on the daily time frame, what do we see? Now from a daily perspective, price action looks very interesting. Firstly, we had the structure that the market had broken above this level here, acted as a level of resistance. Market broke above it, came to test it as support. We also had this massive impulse. Now after an impulse, you expect a correction, and the best way to measure that correction is by taking your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. So you can see how we got a 0.50 pullback, which is normally an indication that the market is ready for the pullback there as well. Now there is a high possibility that we can expect Euro USD to continue this bullish momentum from exactly where it is now, and there's a couple other confluences we are going to look at to justify why we say this. Firstly, we had the US core durable goods, and this is the fundamental data. We had the US core durable goods that came through as a negative at 0.3%. We also had durable goods come through at 0.4%. Now, if you're not familiar with what durable goods are, durable good orders is just a broad-based monthly survey conducted by US Census Bureau that measures current industrial activity and is used as an economic indicator by investors. Now the data hasn't come through as anticipated, so definitely going to weaken the dollar in the short term, because investors look for this data to come out positively to further strengthen the country's economy, because you know that the country's economy is dependent on the strength of the currency. So if the currency is not doing well, if the economy is not doing good, the currency is not doing good, and investors would not invest in a currency that's not doing too well, then the data came through a lot less than what the forecast was there as well. So next up we are going to look at the sentiment data. So this is retail trader data. This tells us what the retail traders are doing in the market. And we can see we had 60% of retail traders long and 40% of retail traders short. Now this is based off the last report, but you can see how the market obviously started this meltdown because this data was for today, and retail traders, there was a lot of retail traders buying this market, expecting this continuation to happen without the pullback. However, we had that massive drop to the downside for the market to go and wipe out 60% of retail traders, and the market's now going to continue that rally to the upside there as well. Next up, we are going to look at the commitment of traders, and this is the COT data. This tells us what the retail traders, not retail traders, but this is the commitment of traders, and this tells us what the biggest banks, hedge funds and institutions are doing in the market. So we are going to look at the data for the euro. So we don't have to look at the data for the Euro USD, because all currencies that trades on the spot, they do trade against the US dollar. So when you look at data for the euro, you're automatically looking at data for the Euro USD, and purely based off last the two reports that we received, you can see a hedge fund started stacking those 19,781 longs first, and added another 2,540 long positions, saying that they've got a very big interest in buying the euro. Now that is the best way to approach the situation, my friends, from where we are now. Negative euro, negative USD data, and there's definitely this move to the upside is expected. I want to say thank you for your time, thank you for the support on the channel, and as always, cheers for years.